PHP Web Framework Yii2. Before we begin, quick reminder that every day I host a live stream. You visit ojambo.com, then you go to the watch menu, live sub menu. You see the topics for this tutorial called PHP Web Framework Yii2. The channel is going to be on and the date and time. And then you can see topics for upcoming tutorials, all live streams. Each of those articles is going to have a little snippet here. The beginning of each article to tell you the exact day, the time. It's always going to be Eastern time, and the channel where you can click and you can join for the live chat. And the live chat, you're free to ask any questions about programming or lifestyle topics. Also, be sure to subscribe. That helps the channel a lot and lets me know that you guys enjoy this content, so I'll keep on making it. You can also like and comment as well. Thanks. Okay. So Yii2, we're going to install it. We're going to build a sample app, and this sample app we're also going to connect to a database, because that's usually one of the most basic things you do for any app. You always have to, you don't always have to, but I'm saying is if you can connect to a database, that just shows you how easy it is to use. And then so Yii2 is also open source. It's high performance PHP frameworks and makes developing modern applications easy and enjoyable. So we create a base app, we'll connect to the database, we'll pull some data from the sample table, and we also list the supported databases. I'll show you what that is. So what is Yii2? It stands for Yes It Is. And for good reason. It's a full stack framework designed for building robust, scalable web applications. It follows the MVC model view controller architecture that makes code more organized, maintainable, and testable. So it's released under the BSD3 clause revised license. You remember, actually, I haven't done this yet. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll start up doing those license again. I think I haven't talked about this license at BSD. But it's a permissive license, which allows commercial use, modification, and distribution, and obviously making your derivatives proprietary. And the PHP language that's released under the PHP license, which is also a permissive license. Okay, so I have this closer here to explain what a model, a view, and a controller is. If you don't know what those are, basically the model is the one that represents the data and the business logic. So that's the interacting with the database, or CRUD. And then the view that's responsible for displaying the user interface. That's usually the HTML, CSS, and potentially some PHP for presentation, because, for example, you need to pull in specific data and you put it there. So that's what a view is. And a controller, that's a REST. It's basically an intermediary between the view and the model. So this will be like, for example, form handling. That's a user request. It loads the models and interacts with them. All right, so how do you install Yii2? So you need Composer. You can get Composer. I have a link here. It's from getcomposer.org. So for example, if you click this link here, you see it goes to getcomposer.org/download. Then it shows you how to get Composer. You can get it using curl or PHP. You just use the get and you do this as well. If you're on a Linux type distribution, it's usually in the inside the distros repository, so you can just install it that way. Or you can also use the PHP percal. There's different ways, but this is one way to install it. Obviously, you assume you have PHP also installed. Okay, and this is how you create a sample app. And then you have to change the file permissions. It will tell you when you run the server, which is also based on the PHP built-in web server. And then you go to localhost 8000. That's if you're using the built-in web server. Obviously, you can use your own server after that. And then for the database, you have to configure the database configuration file. This is the location, and then you can create a database SQL and insert some data, or you can use an existing database. And of course, after that, you can get your app based on, you use the Guy code generator. I actually like this. You guys are going to love this tutorial. You'll see when I actually created using Guy. Was it G or Gay? Okay, I think it's Guy because it's two I's. Okay, and then you can, this will display our model. We'll create a view. And then after this are the supported databases, obviously MySQL. I think going forward, I'm going to split MySQL and MariaDB, even though they're still very compatible. And you can also use Postgres SQL, you can use SQLite, you can use the Microsoft SQL Server, and you can use Oracle via extensions. Basically anything that PHP supports, you will also be able to support using Yii2. Okay, these are the screenshots. As you can see, I just ran this command to create a basic app. Then when the basic app was done, I just changed the, actually, you don't need to change, if you get the latest version, you no longer need to change the file permissions. It actually changes them for you, as you can see in this screenshot. And then I just started the server. And then after that, I started, I put the database information in here. And then I created the database, and then I was able to use Yii to create the model, generate the model for me. And then I use NetBeans to finish up here. So as you can see, and then that's it. So, and this is the screencast we're making for this article, and it's live. As you can see here, it's actually live. I just did that like literally millisecond ago. All right. So if you need any help with Yii, if you want to install it or learn more, you can contact me. Just leave a comment, or you can contact me directly. I'll be happy to help. You can use the contact form. If this is on some social media, of course you can leave it there, but it's better probably in the contact form, because that way you can be sure I'll receive it. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get started. So I have a folder here. It's empty, as you can see here. So I'll put it here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. And then I have a terminal. I'm going to make this a little bit longer here. I've zoomed in already so you can see what I'm typing. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we're going to use Composer. So I already have Composer installed. We're going to create a project. So it's Composer space create hyphen project space 2 hyphens prefer hyphen dist space Yiisoft slash Yii2 hyphen app hyphen basic, then space, and then whatever the name of the app. So I'm going to call mine my app. So you can see here in the folder, it created a folder called my app. And you see here in the terminal, it's also installing it. So you see it installs. So let's take a look at some of the things installed. Some of them might be familiar to you guys. You've probably seen this before. So for example, Bower asset, it gets things from Sebe, Codeception, Doctrine, Ugudius, Isyang, Faker PHP, Gazo HTTP, Masterminds, MyClubs, Nikki, Kick, Far.io, PHP Spec, PHP Unit, PSR, Raufi, Sebastian, Stable BM, or Stab BM, and then Symfony. You remember we did actually one on Symfony. So Symfony is pretty popular. You see they all share as open source. And there's the Seer, and of course Yiisoft. So Yiisoft, one of the ones we're more interested in is this one, the G. And as you can see, it's downloading them here and it's setting them up. So it should be done, hopefully. Okay, and you can see it's finished. And when it created, it also changed the you see it changed the folder, the runtime. You see it made it 777. The web app said it made it 777, and this the Yii folder, it made it 755. So 755, that means it can execute. This means 777 means it's for everybody and around the world. So you see it's all done. So we don't need to do this, but in I guess in previous versions you'd have to change this manually. So let's open up this folder now, and you can see we open up my app, and we see all these files in here, assets. So I said we don't need to manually change this, but the reason I put that in the article is because if you're running an older version, Sometimes you might need to run another version, maybe in a container, like a pod container, so that you can get it working first before maybe you have to do an upgrade. So with that out of the way, let's actually do the next thing. Let's set the database configuration. So for the database configuration, we go to the config folder, this one here. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of doing this, I'm going to do a little trick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up NetBeans and just drag the folder in there. That way we can continue to serve here. We don't actually, we only need one more thing from the command line. And while I'll wait for NetBeans to pop up. Yeah, okay, NetBeans is done. So I'll show you one little trick before we start NetBeans. Let's actually start the server and go check it out before we actually do anything else. So PHP, oh, I have to CD into it. So I go to CD my app, and then it's a PHP Yii serve. So you can see here, it's going to open up in this URL. So I'll copy that. Oops. I think I just stopped it. So I have to start it again. Yeah, there we go. So it started again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up here so you guys can see it. There we go. See, it says, congratulations, you have successfully created your Yii powered application. You get started. So this will take you to the yiiframework.com, and you can see here, this is a default for this app. There's this page here, has a footer. This is the Yii logo, by the way. You have the home page, you have about, and it shows you how you can modify the about page. We'll take a look at this second. There's a contact, and then it has a login, or you can log in. So we are not, we are creating our own, so we don't, but this is good because this is a sample of how to get this started. So this is what makes Yii very, very good, because for example, you will see how you can have some basic applications. For example, if you're creating like a mini CMS where you have a login, this whole website, this actually is a pretty good way to get you started. Okay, so with that out of the way, I was telling you that about NetBeans, so I'm gonna put NetBeans here. Okay, and then I'll take this folder. So I'm just going to drag it. That's one good thing about using an ID. So I just drag this folder and just drag it into here. Drag works. Come on. Oh, files. Okay, there we go. I guess it takes a while. Okay, that's it. So we don't need this anymore. So I can get rid of you. Okay, so this is what I was saying. I want to use this instead. All right, so hello Jody. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the database. So the database is in the config. I hope you guys can see this config, and you see there's db.php. So open this up, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see better. So here we go. So so we need to change this in order to get our database. So for example, you can see here the host is localhost. That's fine. The DB name, we're going to use Guy, and we're not going to use root. So we'll use Guy here, and we'll put in the password. So that's our database. Now we can connect to the database. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a database table. This one you have to do it manually, but it's better obviously to do it manually. So what I'm going to do here is I already logged into the Guy. I'm using PHP My Admin just so you guys can follow along easier. Okay, so as you can see, there's a people table and there's a post table. So what you do is you go into SQL and you paste your SQL in here. I'll explain this, don't worry. So I'm going to create a table called post. It's going to have 3 fields. The first field is an ID. It's an integer type. It's going to be auto increment. It's going to have a primary key. And then there's a title, which a varchar, it's 255 characters. It's not now. And there's a content, which is a text, and it's not now. So all I need to do here is just click on go here, click go. So it already exists. So so let me actually go and delete that one. So post this one, I'm going to drop this one. Okay. Of course, you can also create it by going to create a new database stuff. Like you can do that as well. For example, here you see table name, you can do it that way. But I prefer doing it this way. So one more time and hit go. So it has created this. We can actually go check it out. If I click, I'm going to click on structure. And you can see the ID, it's a primary key. That's why you have this little icon here. And the type is integer. And it's auto incrementing, meaning that I don't need to put in a value in here to automatic increment. Default is 1. You can change the default, but default is 1 is fine. And then this title, you see varchar 255. That's the length. And then we have a text. And that's it. So now we need to insert some data. So of course, to insert data, data, what we do is we simply go, we just click on the table here, and then we can click on, where is it here? It's not, click on browse, and insert. You can click insert and you insert it this way. But I'm gonna do it the SQL way. So I just click on SQL here, and then I'm going to insert 2 records. So you see it's inserted to post, the title and the content. You see I don't insert the ID. You can, but it's irrelevant. The values, so this will be the title and this will be the content. This is the first post, this is second post, first post. Those are the titles, and that's the other parts of content. So I just scroll down here and click on go. So there's 2 records. Now if I click on this, you see there's 2 records. You see the IDs because they auto incremented. And this is the title, and this is the content. So we are done here with the PHP admin. We don't need it anymore. So now let's actually go and start making our code. So what we need to do is we need to create a site controller. And then it will create everything for us. So what we do is we can also use the built-in one. So that's what we're going to do. So if you remember here, it says R equals site. So we change that from site and we type GII. And you see here, this is a magical tool, and it can automatically create models for us. It can create the CRUD generator. It can create the controller for us, and it can create a form for us. It can create a module for us. So what we want is, we want a model. So click start here, and you see it will ask us some questions. So the first question is the connection ID. So just leave that as it is. And then it will ask us, you see here it says schema name. So that's fine. So it asks us for the table name. So there's only one table, so that's post. If you don't know the table name, it's up here. See, the table is post. Okay. So the model class name, we can leave that as post. You can change it if you want. And you see the namespace is going to be app/models, and it's going to use the base active and all this. So we're just going to leave everything as default, and we'll just leave everything as default. So click preview, and so this is the preview. Everything is fine. No problem. So what I'll do is I'm just going to click on generate button, and you see it's going to create my model for me. So I click generate, and it's done, just like that. See, it's generated and it's finished. So it's created so let's go take a look at that model. Instead of going to the command line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to NetBeans. Oh, I forgot where's the path. It's in model/post.php. So let's open that up. So let's go to models. You see it created post.php for us. So we open this up, and you can see that it has created everything for us here. You see it has table name, which is post. That's simple enough. It created the rules. You see it automatically picked up. Oh, sorry, I forgot to zoom in here. Sorry about that. Let me zoom in more. you see it already got it got the fields for us, the title and content, and those are required, and it knows that the content is a string and the title is a string, and you see it has a max of 255 from the varchar. And then there are labels, so it will know the ID, the title, and the content. So you saw how quickly that is. So you don't have to write any of this code. It did it automatically for us. Now we are going to create a site. We're going to create our own controller. So now what we do to create our controller, we go to controllers, and you see the site controller. So open this up, site controller. And you can see it has, it already has some things in here. For example, it has behaviors, it has actions, it has the actions. You can see there's, oh, I sort of keep on forgetting, I need to zoom in. So there's, for the action, there's error and capture. Obviously, those are for the forms. There's action index. This is obviously for the home page. And then the login, this is for the login page. And obviously, you have a logout, and you have a contact page, and then you have about. So can you guess? So what we're going to do is we're going to basically copy, we're going to create our own. So what I'll do here is I'll duplicate this, and I'm going to call it post, about post page. That's fine, and then change it to this to post, call it posts, and then we're going to do something here. So we're going to say weird, but I guess I'll duplicate this just to keep them consistently. So what I'll do is I'll say posts equals post find all. Okay, then we're going to return render. We're not going to render about, we're going to render obviously posts, comma, and then posts. It's an array, posts. So that's how we do that. And we're not quite finished yet, so we go to all the way to the top. So I'll put control home, and you can see here there's something missing. What are we missing here? Can you guys guess? Yeah, we're missing one more. So I'll duplicate this as well, and we're going to try get it to get our post. So just type post. So then it's going to use, remember this model we created, so we need to grab it there. And remember again here, it's going to use this post to do our magic. Okay, now that we have our controller, remember we have a model, we have a controller, so what are we missing? We need to create a view. So to create, so what we need to do now is we need to create the view. So if you forget anything, you just go back to the article here. I have all the code here. I'll show you. All you have to do is just expand it. So this was a database. This is how to create it. This is sample data, and this is the to create this one here, as you can see, and this is the code for the view. So I'll just copy this, show you. We go back here. So we go to views, and you see there's views, and so you have layouts and you have site. So you decide which one you is this a layout or is this a site? So obviously this is the site. So in the site here, you see there's no post. So you can create, for example, let's open up like the login. You can see all this stuff in here, but we don't need all this fancy stuff. So here's the one for about. So ours is more likely like this one here. I'm not going to use any helpers. If you want, you can. There's really no need to. So let me see if there's a simple one. What's the error one? This is an error one. It's a login one. So you can see all of them here. So what I'm going to do is, as I said before, I'm going to make a very simple view. So it's going to be a PHP file. I'm going to call it posts. And remember that stuff I copied? There we go. So that's all it is. That's all I put in my posts. That's it, right there. You see, if you remember our site controller, we go to the end here. You see, it's gonna give me this posts object. So in my view, I'll have that post. I'm just gonna loop through it and put an H2 there and a P tag. So that's it. Now, if we go back to our page here, so what you do, you change this URL from we don't need the Yii anymore. So what we do is we just change this, tell it exactly where we want. So we want to go to sites, to site, and then after site, it's actually /posts. And you can see here, we made a little mistake. I'll fix that in a second. You say this is the first post, this is the second post. So let's fix that. Let's go back to our code. I probably put right here. I put a semicolon at the end. So get rid of that. And ta-da, there you go. See, this is the first post and this is the second post. You see how quickly that was done? So we just made an application in just a few minutes. We were able to install Yii, get it to create the model for us, and then all we actually did was really start the server, create the model in Yii, and then we just created our own. We also tweaked the controller, and then we made the view, and that's it. Now you can do, obviously, if I wanted to add the post ID, I could do that as well. I could also put the oops, something is missing here. Just a second. Let's go back here. It's the title, post content. Oh. So this is the first post, this is the second post. Why is the H2 not working? Just a second here. I'm going to inspect and see what's going on. Oh, I made another mistake. It's actually showing up. I don't know if you guys picked up. I made another mistake. So let's figure. Oh, here. I forgot to close this off. H2. The H2, I made a mistake there. I'll fix it there. So H2, forgot that. So now, refresh. There we go. You see, first post, the title, and the second post. So we can also put the ID there as well. And obviously, that's pretty straightforward. I'll use H1 for the ID. And this is the short form of PHP, or you can just simply, if you want to do the long form, you can. I'll do the long form. You can just say then echo post ID. Okay, so that's the long form of writing it. So if we go back here, you see the ID is 1 and the ID is 2 there. So this is H1. Now, obviously, you can use whatever you want. Just an example to show you. So what we've done here, we've put the IDs. Now, obviously, if I was making an edit, if I wanted to edit this, I would obviously have to use the ID. So that could be a feature tutorial if you guys want me to continue with Yii, but they're usually all the same. All this model view controller frameworks, they work the exact same way. So I was more interested in just pulling the data just to show you how quickly you can create an application that pulls data from a relational database. Okay, so if you need any help with Yii, setting it up, or want more tutorials, just let me know. I can do that for you guys. You see how quickly that was? Very nice and quickly. Obviously, you can also modify it to remove this from the controller, and obviously you can do the header and then personalize it the way you want. But I just wanted something quick up and running very quickly, and you saw that's it. So now I'm going to show you how to remove this. So let me close this and let me log out of here. Okay, so let's go to the command line. So we don't need this anymore, so we can simply just close this. Let's close all of these. Okay, so we go to the project, and you right click on the project, and then you can go to close. Close NetBeans. Get here, Control C to stop the server, And then because this was running in Composer, it's pretty straightforward. You can just delete it. So I get out of the folder. Let me actually show you what's going on the here, and just remove it. Oh yeah, done, gone, just like that. All finished. So we don't need this anymore, and that's it. All right, so let's finish this up. A quick reminder that every day I host a live stream. You visit ojambo.com, you go to the watch menu, lifestyle menu, you can see the topics for this and future upcoming live streams, the channel they're going to be on, and the days and times. And also be sure to subscribe. Hey Jody, I hope you subscribe if you like this content. Thank you. And also like, comment, and leave feedback. Thank you. Okay, and also if you need help setting it up, you can just feel free to leave a comment, or you can contact me directly. Again, you can go to the contact page over jambo.com or jamboservices.com, or just ping me any way you want. Any social media will be fine as well. Okay, and yeah, I already talked about the summary here. I don't see any other chat requests, so I'm going to end this stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day.